This is part 2 of how to double attendance at big events.
Shelley, what's your best guess on how you could double that up? What are you guys thinking would work?
Well, what we were thinking, Larry, is like how we were delegating to the leaders. If we had more leaders to delegate to, so instead of going to the regional leader, we go under the regional leader and have the regional leader worry about the new people, and then we go to division. And so basically getting more leaders, more blocks of tickets. We have 13 regional leaders.
Uh-huh. And how many people underneath them? How many divisions and districts and all?
Probably about 50.
Yeah. See, that's what I would say. So here's just some ideas. Some quick, I'm thinking the same way. You're on the right track. You got to go to the people. So you have 13 there, but if you go below them, you got 50 to work with. It's a lot like if you have a report and you have your people turn in their reports once a month versus once a week or even once a day. It goes from one deadline if you have, they turn it in once a month, to where they have 4 deadlines if you do it once a week, or they have like 20 or 30 deadlines to work towards if you take your numbers and you have them report in every day. So that's kind of the way you break it down to get more out of it. Rather than get something done in a day, get it done in an hour, you see what I can get done in a minute, And so, you're always trying to cram activity in. So to break it down into smaller units, that's exactly what I would do. Now, the one thing that I would also tell you, and you're probably on top of all these, I would stir up competition. I would announce award. I would have a new award. And I'm sure you have awards for that for, biggest crowds. A biggest crowd. I would have maybe... You could have a breakfast, a reception, some kind of thing for whoever gets the biggest, the biggest crowd there. You could have some special session with the guest speaker. Okay? You can have a T-shirt. You can have some kind of T-shirt or special recognition, a badge. Something that makes them more special or special. Without that, the cheapest way to do recognition is name badges. Where they could, you get a lanyard, you put it around the neck, and then you attach big things to it. And that way you don't have to worry about T-shirts and the right size and putting a T-shirt over their nice outfit and the women, messing their hair up. By having the lanyard, it doesn't cost, plus you don't know how many you're going to have. Like who's going to have... We're going to give one to everybody from this team. Well, they might have 45, they might have 63, they might have whatever, 125. You don't know how many T-shirts to get. But if you have the lanyards, it could be a T-shirt or it could be a special badge. You print up. See, that way they can go home and they can put that up on the wall in their office, let's say, and brag about it. And so you have special things for these guys. Another thing you can do is special things for the leaders of the team captains. The thing is, you put as much into it as you need to get them fired up about it, okay? To get them competing. But you could have it where the top regional leader, division, and district inside the team gets to go to another special event. It's a special meeting with the guest speaker, some kind of thing like that where they get one-on-one time. Another advantage of that causes people to push to get promoted to district by your school. Because, if they get the district promotion, then they get to go to this special. And they have the biggest team there, then they get to go to this event. Okay? You do this kind of thing enough to where you're fired up about it. It's like, I'm fired up about it. So you put like the sizzle into recognition. See, we got to get it on their mind. We got to make it important. We got to get them caring about it more than they care about it now. So competition is always the best thing. So is that helpful?
Very helpful.
Yeah. Larry? What about if we ran something like for the top 5 that have the most personal people there, or is that limited?
What I would do is have lots of things. In fact, what you could do is have a team meeting with your leaders and say, you know, what I always like to do is make it, when I had a problem like this, I like to make it a leadership problem for the team, not just my problem. Because if I go have a problem, then I have a solution. They never get excited about it as much as if they have a chance to be involved in helping me solve it. So I would get in and say, you know, what do you guys think? You know, here's the, here's the issue. You know, what do you want? You know, what do you think of what do you want? Do you want to have a school where we truck along and we're just, you know, average here, we stay at 400 to 500, or do you guys want to explode? You got to get them wanting it. And then you ask them, how? What do you guys think we could do it? And get them, you know, to get them fired up, you could throw this, what if? You already have the ideas in your head, and it's just a matter of throwing them out there and see if what they get excited. What if we did this? What if we did that? What if we did that? And so now you're seeing, you're not only coming up with an idea, you're coming up with something that you know they're going to be excited about it, because when you threw it out there before you announced it, they said, man, I love that, you know? And they put in a, yeah, they came up with it. So this is the whole trick of management, is not only to get the job done, but to train and then to get them where they feel like, to build their confidence, where they feel like they came up with the idea, you know? So it's now their idea, not Tony and Shelley's idea. I would stir up competition. I would have a team meeting. And then the other thing, and this is the timing thing, I would use, you know, I would plan to, at your next Super Saturday, you said you had one more, you know, big event to get in there and you sell the idea of an explosion. You know, this is the time that we're going to look back 20 years from now and say, this is the time where we turned it around. This is the time we became, you know, somebody big. On that Super Saturday, you try and build to a crescendo where, you know, after your guest speaker, after, you know, during the time you've sold it, have different ones of them get up on stage and talk about it, why they're excited about it, and you can get commitments. You know, at this meeting right here, you could get commitments from them, you know, because they're going to be talking big now, you know. If you have the private meeting, you start adding that up. You know, he's got, you know, districts. He got 3 districts who are going to get 5 or 6 pieces. He's got a division who's going to get this many. He's a regional. All of a sudden, the regional who was buying maybe 50 tickets, now he's up to 85 tickets. So you could get at your Super Saturday, you give a tentative leader sheet, unofficial leader sheet of who's going to have the biggest crowd there, okay? And so if, you know, we have a leader sheet, and we had a meeting, and we were talking about, you know, we're all together. And then I'm in there, and I get the Arizons to hear that the Naraines are going to, right now it looks like the Naraines are going to win all these special prizes we have up here. And they're going to be able to do all the special things because they're going to have the biggest crowd. Because, say, they've got they've got maybe 90 people coming from their regional leader team. Well, the Mario Arizon guy hears that, and he's going to go crazy by Sunday morning. If this is a Saturday, by Sunday morning he will have called his people, driven them nuts all night long, and they'll be up to by Sunday afternoon they'll be at 150. And so then you call and tell everybody, hey, Mario's already up to 150. Well, then the Naraines are going to come back. We ain't going to stand for that. So all of a sudden you might be up to not 800, you might be 1,000, 1,200. And so what you do is you stir the competition, but you sell these right after your Super Saturday is over, when the excitement is the highest, okay? You don't let them get any more until right after it's over. So people who haven't heard yet, haven't got the message, now they understand how important, now they're going to want to you sell them there. And then once you have this next school, you get your rhythm going by always selling your tickets, always getting your commitments at the school. In other words, the next one you do here is going to set up April, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 6 months later you're going to be in April. So what you want to do is go ahead and pre-sell commitments for the April one. you know, you might not collect all the money, but you might get like half of the money, and then, you know, for $5 they can tie up a ticket or something like that. You give them a cheaper price of the ticket if they get it now versus they get it later. So this is one chance to get a, you know, a $30 ticket for $20 or something like that, you know. And they, you know, they put $5 or $10 down to buy a block, you know. They could reserve a block of 10 or whatever for $50 or something. And so you get them, you get a little bit of the money out of them, so they take it serious. So does that help?
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay. Appreciate you guys spending the time with me, and let me know how this one turns out. All right.